All right, guys, so at the end of chapter 2, we learned how to write an equation in slope-intercept form. All right, so here's our equation, y equals mx plus b. In chapter 2, we talked a lot about slope. We talked about our starting point, right? So for this problem up above, our starting point would be 6. All right, that's also called my y-intercept. We talked about slope for rise over run. So down below, it says write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. All right, anytime you have a point, all right, that is at 0 and some number, I call this the freebie. Okay, and the reason why is because it's literally my free y-intercept. Anytime I'm on the graph, right, and I have a point, let's just say at 0, 2, I could go up or left or right 0, up 2. That's a freebie. So anytime 0 is my first number, and then I have 2 as my y, that is my y-intercept or my free b value, y equals mx plus b. So over here, it says, write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. Well, I know slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Easy peasy. The slope of the line is 3. So my slope is m, that'll be 3. So I get y equals 3x plus 4. That's my free y-intercept. Okay, the slope of the line is 2, so that's my m, negative 2. So I get y equals, my slope was negative 2x plus 0. Okay, this is one of those lines that goes through the origin, which means, hey, it's proportional. So another way we could write this would be just y equals negative 2x. It's a proportional line, it goes through the origin. This next one says the slope of a line is 1/2. The y-intercept is negative 2. Well, my slope is 1/2, so we get y equals 1/2 x. Y-intercept, the freebie, is negative 2. The slope of the line is negative 4/3, and the y-intercept is negative 1. So I get y equals negative 4/3 x minus 1. Now some students say, Ms. Swiderski, why isn't that simplified? Why can't I make that like 1.33 repeating? The reason why is because remember for chapter 2, we talked about rise over run. We know that my rise would be negative 4 for this, and my run would be positive 3. All right, so it'd be helpful just to leave it for slope-intercept form as fractions. Down below, the slope of the line is 0 and the y-intercept is 2. This is one I want you to put a star by. Okay, some of you are saying, well, that would be y equals 0x plus 2. Well, guess what? Anything times 0 is 0, so I get y equals 2. This is going to actually be a 0 slope, which we'll talk about here this chapter. So in this next section, it says find the slope and y-intercept from the graph, table, or story below. Then write the equation of each line in slope-intercept form. If you have a hard time determining where the line intersects a point, be sure to check at least 3 points. Okay, so let's remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Well, my m is my slope. We learned in chapter 2 there are really 3 ways we can find slope. We can find the slope from a graph with rise over run. Okay, we can find the slope through 2 points, doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or we can find the slope through the rate of change in a table. So let's take a look here. My y-intercept. I always go up and down my y-axis and look for my y-intercept. I see it intersecting right here at 2. So I know my b value, my y-intercept, is 2. Well, now we need to find my rise and my run, right? So we talked in chapter 2 about finding those pretty points or those pretty ordered pairs that'll help me simplify my triangle. So I see some here, some here. All right, I'm going to go big or go home, and I'm going to make this triangle right here. I see I go up 3, and I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that'll simplify. It'll simplify to 1/3. So if I do my math right, I should be able from my graph to go up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3. All right, let's piece it all together. Remember slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So when I piece this together, my equation will be y equals 1/3 x plus 2. All right, let's try number 7. When I look at this, I see it's a negative slope. So I'm going to put my negative for my slope just to help myself out. Okay, I go through, I look at my y-axis, Do I see my y-intercept? Yeah, it crosses my y right here at positive 3. So there's my b. From there, I need to find another pretty spot on my graph to find my slope. I see this one here. I see this one here. Make your right triangle. Figure out your rise over your run. Well, my rise, I'm going down. How many are going down? I'm going down 3 over 3, right? Down 1, 2, 3. The right 1, 2, 3. That will simplify to negative 1. My equation, y equals negative 1x plus, all right? So really just piecing together what we did in chapter 2. 8, same idea. Find your y-intercept, find your slope. My y-intercept is right here at negative 1, 2, 3. My slope, I need to find some pretty points. So as I go up, this one looks like it's close. This one looks like it's close. I'm going to go right here. All right. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. All right. I'm going to check my math on that one though, because this graph's a little harder. If I did my math right, I should be able to go up 5 over 2 and it'll be a spot or an ordered pair on my graph. So let's check. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and over 1, 2 puts me here. Perfect. My equation then, y equals 5 halves x minus 3. Okay. Number 9, find your y-intercept. Here it is at 0 at my origin. It's a negative slope. So go ahead and help me out here. Here are some of the spots on my graph I'm seeing. Make your right triangle. Rise over run. I know I'm going down. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down 6 over 2. Can I simplify that? Yeah, negative 3. So I get y equals negative 3x. Okay, I'm going to have you guys try numbers 10 and 11 on your own. And I'm going to scroll down for number 12. Number 12 is an undefined slope, right? So one way to think about this is all day, every day, something is going to stay the same, either my x or my y. So I'm going to look at some of these points in my graph. Okay, I see one point at 1, 0. I see one point at 1, 1. I see one point at 1, 2, 1, 3. All day, every day, my x value is 1. There is no slope. There is no y-intercept. So all day, every day, x is 1. It's crossing my x-intercept all day, every day at 1. All right, so that's how we can write that equation. Let's talk 15. This is my 0 slope, right? So if I go in and I'm identifying points in my graph, I see it's hitting my y-intercept at negative 3. Go ahead and identify these ordered pairs with me. I see 0, negative 3. That's my freebie, right? I see 1, negative 3. I see 2, negative 3. I see 3, negative 3. So all day, every day, my y-intercept is going to be negative 3, right? Or I'm hitting my y-axis all day, every day at negative 3. So I get y equals negative 3. All right. So this is the first video of our notes, graphing these in y-intercept form or slope-intercept form. All right, those are the main ideas up to this point that we've gone over. Down below, I want to introduce you to something new. Okay, 14, 15, and 16 is all looking at our tables for our rate of change. Well, do you remember up above here how I had you look at 0 and then that ordered pair? And I told you that I call these the freebies, right? Where did I put that? Maybe it's up here a little bit more. I call that the freebie. Anytime you have 0 and then an ordered pair, I call that the freebie. Or sorry, 0 and a number. That's my free y-intercept. So what I want to do down here is scroll down. Anytime we see an ordered pair in this table with 0 and a number, I want you to put a star by it. So I see this one is 1, 0, 4. I see this one as 0, negative 2. And I see this one as 0, 0. Those are all your freebies. What do I mean by that? My freebie is 4 from my y-intercept here. My freebie in this one is negative 2. My freebie in this one is 0. Okay, so now I just need to find the rate of change. Well, we know we can find the change in y over the change in x. So from 4 to 6, I add 2. From 0 to 1, I add 1. 2 over 1 is 2. So my equation is y equals 2x plus 4. Let's try another one. From -1 to -2, am I going up or down? Well, I'm going down. Down by how many? 1. From -1 to 0, am I going up or down? Well, I'm going up. By how many? 1. So my change in y or my change in x is -1 over 1. My equation, y equals -x minus 2. This next one, change in y, what's happening? Well, they're going up by 1. Change in x, what's happening? Well, they're going up by 2. So my change in y over my change in x was 1 over 2. Y equals 1/2 x. All right. We're going to work on these word problems for 17, 18, and 19 tomorrow. Okay. But let's go through and look at some of these problems. We'll do 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23 tomorrow. Okay. What I want you guys to complete for homework is the homework section here. I want you to do 1 through, let's do 15. All right. 1 through 15. And I also want you to try 20, 21, 22, and 23 tonight. Okay. So numbers 1 through 15 and 20, 21, 22. Did I say 23 too? I believe so. Yep. And 20. All right. That's your homework. Go on and get started.